call a physician to get their approval for them to take a medication?
Okay, if it's outside the hour, you need to call your supervisor, that's y'all's first line, and find out what you're gonna do. They may need to check with the physician, the pharmacist, yes.
You do have to give the reason why,
Okay,
because you can't just say refuse.
okay, you're correct on
You
that.
have to give them a reason
Okay.
why.
If the R is there because it was refused, then you have to document the reason. What do you do besides document? If they refused it, you had to put the R in, now you're documenting why they refused. Is there another step you take? Well, the time, you can do all that, but what else? Call your supervisor. You should always report a refusal. Because we've got to know, there's a lot of things you can do to work with them, and there's a little bit in your reading there, but you need to see if you can figure out why it is they're refusing. I had a resident one time, very compliant usually, but she was refusing her morning digoxin, which is for her heart. They had to take her pulse, tried to give her, no, she wasn't going to take that, and she refused it. She refused it for over a week before anyone ever reported it. That is her heart medicine. And the reason she was refusing was because it was the morning, they were busy getting everybody off to go to the workshop, and they took it to her in the bathroom. She wasn't going to take it in the bathroom.
They didn't try to work with her? Okay.
All I can tell you is, these are stories that I have for the last 30 years of working. And that person who worked in the morning said, well, she's refusing, probably annoyed the staff because she was refusing. And I said, okay. But, so it's very important to work with them on what's going on, that's for sure. But also to be sure that someone knows that this is going on. It did not take but one visit with the supervisor to find out why she was refusing. And you know what? They shouldn't have been taking it to the bathroom. They're supposed to come to you, to the medication area, because the things that cause errors are not paying attention to what's going on, because there's other things going on. So the person who's working with medications needs to be paying attention. And they can't have everybody in there saying, is it my turn yet? My turn? No. One person at a time. And so taking it to her was not even appropriate. And of course, we document all of that, and like someone has said, there's a, you have to document that they refused it. If it's past the time that they can take it, then you have to find out if they still can take it. And the supervisor will get that information for you. They will either call the pharmacist, they'll call the physician. A lot of things we have parameters for, and then it'll say what to do. Notify the physician, notify the nurse, notify the whatever. So you'll see that there's parameters there if it's refused. Okay, yes, another question.
Yes, well, it's a statement, just in case you can't reach the supervisor in time, let's say, for instance, you're gonna be, I text them.
Okay.
And that's also a form of.
Okay, this is another statement, and I'm relating to this, but I don't think of this. She's saying if the supervisor is not able to answer a phone and you can't call them, you can text them. And see, I forget, do you know that I did a research class for CMAs? And we did some little projects of studying some things and then presenting them to each other. And there was information they knew, but together they could remember. But they got on their iPhones and looked things up, which was fine. It was fine, but I forget about some of this technology. But yes, texting someone, you've now sent them a message, this has happened, they're aware. The worst thing for anybody who's in charge is to be blindsided by information that they were not given, and they're hearing from somebody else saying, what happened, that she didn't take her medicine? I didn't even know.
Read your text.
Yes. So, read your text.
Do
Okay.
you need to use initials when you're texting for confidentiality reasons, or can you text a person's name?
Oh, she's asking about confidentiality. it's probably okay to not just have to use the number on their record or their initials. It's probably okay through a text, if it's texting straight to that person, because that's the person who needs to know. So that's okay to use a name. Okay, I'm gonna give, this is time to go, because you can have a break, it's a good time to stop. We'll pick up here on next Friday.